Hello and welcome to Miss Charlotte Astrology. My name is Charlotte. I'm a full-time working astrologer, and on this channel, I analyze the astrological charts of public figures. And today, I'll be looking at a very, very famous public figure. He was a great TV personality, an iconic conservationist, and a philanthropist. And a zookeeper. And of course, I'm talking about the great Steve Irwin, who is Australia's like national treasure. Him, Nicole Kidman, Kylie Minogue, he is up there in the Parthenon. So I wanted to talk about him today. I know that maybe this won't go very viral. That's okay. I'm just doing this out of joy because I do love Steve Irwin. Who doesn't love Steve Irwin? I wanted to do something that just like made my soul happy today. So yeah, before I do that, I just want you guys to know that I do have 15-minute full chart readings, transit readings, synastry readings. They're recorded readings, recording of my voice, analyzing your chart. I send it to you via email. And I also have 5-minute focus readings for specific areas of your chart or specific areas of your life you would like astrological insight into. If you'd like to support me, that's the best way to do it. Purchase a reading, or you could even get extra content on my YouTube members. I'm going to be aiming to post 2 to 3 videos a week on my members. I'm really going to push that because it's my bread and butter, and I need to turn this YouTube into something profitable. Like, let's go. Let's just do this thing. I'd be very grateful to you. And I also sell worksheets and some courses. Everything's linked below. And thank you so much for the support thus far. Like, my YouTube is really growing, and I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Okay, so let's talk about Steve Irwin. So this is his chart. You can see here that he is a Capricorn rising. He's got his sun. His sun's in Pisces. Oh, of course, there's a Pisces. Pisces, and he's got a Chiron in a conjunction and Venus. Very loving man, very affectionate. He's a teddy bear. And then he's got a Mars and Mercury in Aquarius. So reckless. He loves to talk too. Like, he's a motor mouth with that Mercury and Mars conjunction. Saturn's there, and Jupiter is there. So very generous, very impulsive, which is probably one of the things that contributed to his death. Yeah. His midheaven was Virgo, but he's got Pluto up here. So him being an expert on different species of animals, like, he's a natural teacher. If you're a Virgo midheaven, and I have this placement myself, you're a natural teacher. That's what people expect from you, and that's what he was. He's got his moon in the 10th. So that's why he's so overtly emotional. Like, he never shied away from shedding a tear or showing anger or fear. Like, he is just very, very expressive. And then Lilith is here as well. It's not in a conjunction with his moon, so it's not that serious. But, I mean, Lilith on the midheaven does indicate, like, dangers at work. It's a bit dangerous at work. And, like, usually when a woman has it, I'm like, please don't have sex with your boss or your colleagues. They do anyway because they don't listen to me. But did he kind of do that? No, he fell in love at work, though. He did. He diddled a tourist and he married her. But anyway, it's not that bad. But yeah, Pluto on the midheaven, that's definitely like someone who has trouble with authority or trouble. I don't think he could have a regular schmegular job. I think he was born to be a teacher and run his own business, and that's exactly what he did, because he's got that. Is his zoo in Western Australia or Queensland? The Australian Zoo. I've never been there, but I heard it's wonderful. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense with these placements. So a natural teacher, and then his North Node is in the 9th house, which is like overseas travel, and again, like another teacher placement, sharing wisdom, and yeah, it's a beautiful placement. It's the 18 death degree. And that played out very literally, actually. Yeah. So let's talk about the dark stuff first, shall we? Because when I looked at his chart, I was like, because I listened to Chris Brennan's Astrology podcast, and we'll learn about how to calibrate a chart and how to read death. Now, that's not something that I do with my clients. Like, I'm not going to do that to you. Okay, I'm not going to do that. People ask me, and I'm like, no, we don't do death. And besides, I'm not going to tell you you're going to die, because what if I'm wrong, okay? I'm not God. But given that he's already passed away, I'm going to dive into it. He has his 8th house of death in Cancer. What's the planet that governs this 8th house? In Cancer, it's the moon. Where is the moon? In the 10th house of work. Where did he die? On the job. He died at work. In the ocean. Cancer is the sea. He also has Neptune playing out in the 12th house, which is another death house. So there are some indications here that he is dying by water. Alternatively, someone with these placements could have an overdose. But he literally, like, this is a literal, like, this energy with the Cancer 8th house and the moon in the 10th, he died at work. 10th house is work. 8th house is death. There we go. Very literal translation. Yeah. And then he has his north node in the 9th house at the 18th degree overseas. So that's like him traveling around the world and sharing knowledge with the people and all of that. And also north node in Leo is about being a star. I don't think he ever set out trying to like be the star, like be this big celebrity. He was only famous. He wanted to be famous so he could, shed light on, shed knowledge on his, on the situation with, rare species and extinction. And, that's what he was doing. He was kind of like an unsophisticated Attenborough, right? Totally different style, but very, very similar kind of energy in that they have a greater purpose. Their fame is for something bigger than themselves. And his sun is almost opposite to that, right? The south node, his south node, which you can't see here, it's in Aquarius with all these placements. I think it gives ADHD, hyperactive, like very spontaneous, uncontrollable, like a good-hearted person, but he's reckless. I'm wondering if he got into a lot of trouble at school, not because he was nasty, but because he was just crazy. So he had a very kind of disruptive third house, like just a lot of hobbies, a lot of interests, like highly intelligent, but also in a lot of ways a bit of the village idiot in that he probably got into a lot of trouble, a lot of dangerous situations. He's, he's and a bit of an adrenaline junkie here. Now, with that north node in the 9th, the ruler of it is the sun, and it's in the 3rd house of knowledge. But it also plays into his 4th house of the home. So if we look at this chart as, if we look at it as whole sign, it's a third house sun, which is literally, it's literally sharing knowledge. North node traveling around the world, and the ruler of it in the 3rd house of the mind and sharing information. Like, that's what he was meant to do. I do think there are some self-esteem things here. He had a very loving heart. Like, his Venus is exalted in Pisces, and with his Chiron in a conjunction with this Venus, he wanted to like heal the world, and it was a very kumbaya man. I want to heal the world and make this world a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. Like, he be like that. The Chiron with the sun, and I talked about in my previous reading with Carla Sophia Gascon, is that the reason why he's so beloved is because he understood his role straight away, that he's meant to be a healer in the world and bring people together. That's what Chiron, if you have a Chiron with your sun, I know it's painful, but you're meant to be here to bring the world together and make it a better place and use your pain for good. Why am I feeling like I'm about to cry? My eyes get really red straight away because I don't know why. It just feels really, it feels really sad to talk about him because he was such a good man. In this world full of alpha males and all these dickheads online and who are just destroying the world and making women feel so unsafe, Steve Irwin had to, it's not fair that Steve Irwin had to die. Because we deserve more, we need more men like that. We need more men like that, and it just breaks my heart. Am I getting my period soon? Honestly, what's fucking wrong with me today? But yeah, when I saw this chart earlier, I was getting really choked up. I was like, oh my god, I've never cried about Steve Irwin. And then I saw this chart and I'm like, oh my god, he's such a good person. He should be alive today, because if he were alive today, with that Chiron and the sun and the North Node is moving through Pisces right now, I just see him going on, international television and being like, come on, men, like, we've got to save the world, we've got to protect the animals, we've got to protect the women, and we've got to protect each other and the children. Like, he's such positive masculinity, and he's dead, and it's not fair. Because I want to marry a man like that. Anyway. Me and my fucking emotions. Yeah. Saturn with Mercury is famous for his speech. Like, he's got a very famous speech pattern. If you have Saturn near your Mercury, you're going to be famous for being a communicator, a teacher. Like, he's got a lot of teacher placements, and Mercury governs his midheaven. Remember that. And Saturn's here, so it's the thing that's going to make him a lot of money. He became a millionaire from this. Mars is not in a conjunction with Saturn, but Mars is with Saturn. He's going to pay, or there's going to be very heavy consequences for being, irrational, for being spontaneous. Like, it might not work out for him. He's got a lot of squares with his Aquarius and Pisces placements. A lot of squares with Neptune. I mean, Neptune trines his Venus, so he's going to be popular when he gives his heart to a bigger cause than himself, like a very beautiful person. But with the Neptune squaring his placements, if he's irresponsible, he slips up. Like, it could lead to something very, very, very painful, very, very dire. Something that he might not be able to get out of. Like, almost it could be fatal. Neptune squares his Mars. Irrational behavior leads to loss and sacrifice. That's rough. And his moon, he's very restless. His moon in Virgo in the 10th house, like, he puts a lot of his emotions, he nurtures the whole world. Like, he puts a lot of his emotions and his maternal or paternal energy into his work caring for animals. And I think working with children, I don't think he worked with animals, but he could have worked with children. He would have been really, really good at that. He's such a natural teacher. But that moon is not really well aspected with anything, and I think that might have been an issue, one of the issues within his marriage is that he just would not stop. He would not stop working, because his greater purpose was to share that knowledge, right? Virgo moon, workaholic man. Yeah. So yeah, that's all I got for you today. It's just 13 minutes. I love him. He's great. He's a funny dude. A very talented man, and the world will miss him. Yeah. Anyway, Steve Irwin, wherever you are, we love you. And we love his son. Isn't he gorgeous? His son. Go check out his son. I forgot his name. But he is just a gorgeous boy who's going to turn into a gorgeous man. And I wish I was 18 or 20 again, because I would marry a man like that. Damn. I would marry a man like that, but I'm too old and I don't like children. So, the 18-year-old me has such a crush. Go check out Steve Irwin's son. Gorgeous, gorgeous boy. All right. Okay, that's it. Love you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope you don't mind the tears. I think I'm just getting hormonal right now. Anyway. Bye, guys. I'll see you in the next reading.